Hello. Can you see me okay? Can you hear me as well? Hello. I'll just turn up the mic volume a little bit. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. Hello. Yay. Yay. Hello. Hello, Paolo. Hello, Cyan. Hello, it's Cammy's Art and Miss Pooh. Lots of reverb. What kind of reverb? Hi, Eve. Hello, Eve. What kind of, is it like a background noise or is it my sound? I've had all sorts of trouble with my camera today. Basically, I had to take my laptop in for repair for the second time in a year, which I'm really annoyed about because it's an Apple laptop, so it should be better than that. And so my husband kindly set me up on his laptop, but using my Time Machine's data, so that like it doesn't mess up with any of his settings, and I have all my settings. But the one thing he seemed to not like is this webcam, and it was a bit of a touch and go as to whether we were going to have a live stream today. I fixed it at 22, so like 20 minutes ago. How's the sound? Is it okay? Hi Ian, hi Lucy. How are you all? It is so warm, isn't it? How hot is it where you are, guys? Okay, so I'm just gonna start by explaining what I'm gonna do. And there's been a lot of talk with this salt from doing like my Daniel Smith Color Showdown and lots of other paintings, and we did that live stream where I painted lots of paintings with salt. And I also noticed that there's definitely a divide between colors that definitely work with salt and colors that just won't do anything with salt. So I thought what would be really useful is to do a bigger number of tests. So what I've got prepared on here is 80 Daniel Smith colors, and I also have a little wee sheet with by the way, wee is just little in Scottish. It doesn't mean what you do in the bathroom. So I've got another sheet of 20, so that's 100 color. Now, if I happen to go really fast at this and we get this done really quickly, then I also made a sheet of all the colors that Harborne has, which is 108 colors. So if it goes well, then we'll actually get to test out 208 colors today, which I would say is thorough enough, and at least enough to be able to see some sort of pattern happening with like what colors granulate and what colors don't. I can see everyone going way too hot. Paolo, how can you say not hot enough? Oh, Eve says 45 degrees with the humidity here. That is horrific. Right, so what I've done, you might notice, you might be able to pick it up, you might not, you'll probably notice later, but there's little black dots. Now, please do ignore them. That was just to, for me to know which colors I already have on the palettes, so that I can just pull out the palettes and which ones I need to just grab the tubes of. And what I've done is just laid out the tubes where I didn't have any colors in a palette accessible. So what I'm going to do is do those first so that I can get the tubes out the way, and then I'll just start filling in this sheet. Is that cool with you guys? Oh wow, Paolo, it's 22 degrees in like Portugal. That's different from what I'm imagining, because it's 25 here in Edinburgh, and we definitely have it. So we definitely have it warmer than you guys, which I have to say is a surprise. I'm just grabbing my palette here for these colors, and I'm just going to do it from bottom upwards. Oh, I noticed this. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. It might do if I just set the autofocus on for a second. But this is my Aussie red gold, and I just looked at it, and like the gum arabic has, the binder has separated, and it's kind of even leaked out of my tube. I've never seen that before. Right, back to doing stuff. So this one is going to be Aussie red gold, and obviously there's lots and lots of different types of salt that we could test, but for this test I am just sticking to table salt. It's what I use for my Daniel Smith Color Showdown. I will do probably a video soon of testing the different types of salt and seeing which salt works better, but I thought that would be a different video altogether because I think we've got plenty to get through for today as it is. How are you guys doing? How is your puppy doing, Cyan? Guys, if you don't know, Cyan got this most gorgeous puppy in the world. It is the fluffiest, whitest, cutest thing going. So this is Aussie red gold. I am using my gold standard Bockingford cold press. This one is I think it's not quite a 600 GSM, but I think it's about 500 something GSM. It's the thickest one. Right, that's Aussie red gold done. With some salt. And then burnt sienna. Hi Dan! This is going to be the most time consuming part because I'd have to get the paints out of the tube and whatnot. But once we get to the colours that I have already out on the palette, it will just be a lot faster. So I got a question the other day about why I think Bockingford is better than Archers, and I wanted to clear something up about that. If I've ever come across as saying that Bockingford is better than Archers, that is not my intention at all. I mean, I don't have an opinion on which paper is better, because the best paper is the one that's going to work with your art style, and that isn't necessarily the most expensive one. So I don't have an opinion on whether Archers or Bockingford is better. It depends on what you're doing with it. So that was burnt sienna, and I'm going to do sap green deep next. And the only reason why I use Bockingford all the time is purely because I can afford the amount of paper I need if it's a Bockingford. Obviously Bockingford is like a fraction of the price of Archer's paper, and what it basically means is that because I paint big and I paint numerous paintings fast in one go, if I did that with an Archer's paper, I would just go broke. So I don't. I mean, I would love to be able to afford to do everything in Archer's paper, but yeah. And so I always think, I can't tell you like which watercolor is better than another, because it really depends on what you're doing with it, how big a scale you're working at, and also things like how much can you afford, you know? So if I've ever made the impression that I think Bockingford is better, that's really not the case. I'm doing Sailor Green yellow shade, and since I am talking while I do this, if you do see me not put salt on a color, can you just give me a shout? And because with talking and painting so many, I have a feeling I might forget, because I am pretty absent-minded as it is. How's the chat going? Hi. Oh, hi Lana. I'm just gonna put the salt on this first before checking the chat. So how many of you have used salt since the last chat? Poppy's doing great, growing so fast. I know, I saw your photos and I can't believe how fast he's growing. Eve says the best paper is the one you'll use. Cyan says it's the only, I like Archers, it is the only one that is available here. That is another thing, like, you know, it depends on what's available to you as well. I am doing Sailor Green blue shade next. So I have started to amass a collection of different salts. And I think I'm going to do like a mini series on using salt with watercolor. So I'm doing this, which can be part of that series. And then I am going to do one on testing on different salt. So if you have any salt that you want me to try, then let me know in the chat or the comments down below, and I will see if I can get hold of it for you. I've already got like the sea salts and the rock salt. I also have Dead Sea salt. I'm gonna have the pink Himalayan. I've got a low iron salt. Kosher salt is coming. But if you know of any other salt, I am more than happy to give them a go. Oh, I can see that Sap Green Deep is already reacting, which is exciting. It does take time for salt to react, to work on the paint. Where am I? What am I painting? What was I painting? Sailor Blue. Okay, Sailor Blue green shade. This heat makes me slightly ditzier than I am normally. I am starting to like the Sailor. Oh, this is a red shade, a green shade. Okay, I thought this was a red shade. Ha ha ha. Telling you, heat is draining my what little brain power I do have. Right, that was Sailor Blue green shade. It has been quite hot here, like for Scotland, but it hasn't been as hot as the rest of the world, it seems. So you guys are more than welcome to come to Edinburgh to you know, like how some people go to warm places to overwinter. Edinburgh is a great place to come to over summer. This is Imperial Purple. Yeah, so a different kinds of salt is another one. I'm also going to do a test on, like, you know, is it best to do it when it's really wet, or when it's like a little bit dry, or very, you know, almost very dry, that kind of stuff as well. And if you can think of anything else you want me to test with salt and watercolor, then again let me know. Eve says, I never see you salt anything. Do I not? not, yeah. I did do salt painting for patrons rewards. Not June, but May's reward was all the salt paintings that we did. And then like extra other ones that I did after the live stream. If you look up Gekonia, who is in the chat, are you in the chat? If you look at her Instagram, you'll see she did a Buddha statue. Was it a Kano statue? I can't remember. With a gorgeous salted background yesterday. If Eve can link that for us, that would be awesome. My studio is going to be covered in salt by the end of this. Right, that was Pyro Scarlet. Ooh, the permanent orange is dying to come out. Did I salt the Sailor Blue? Yes, I have. Thank you. Thank you for checking. Hi, Malvina. Hi, Stacy. How are you guys? We're just talking about how warm the weather is. And we're testing out lots of different colors. Where am I? Where am I? There. This is permanent orange. So, for some strange reason, I had it in my head. Like, my impression was that granulating colors were gonna react to salt better than, you know, the smoother colors like the Thalos and the Quinns and the Pyrols. But so far, well, we just did the Ultramarine blue, didn't we, for the Color Showdown this Monday, and they didn't salt at all. Whereas the Hansa Yellow Deep and the new Gamboge did react to salt really well, which, as I said in the video, really surprised me. Right, I just need to put this somewhere safe so that I don't stamp on it, but I'm not going to waste time hanging all of them back up. I'll put it here. Right, now we can start on the different colours. I have some Primatics. I'm just going to pre-spray some of the palettes. Right. How are you guys doing in the chat? Yay, thank you for the link, Eve. Where did Gekonia go? Right, I'm going to do Rhodonite Genuine, wherever it is. Rhodonite, where are you? It's going to be somewhere around here. What would be a more organized thing is if I had arranged my paints in the same order as this. But I have palettes of different families and stuff. So like I have all the Perylines in one palette, and so you're just gonna have to bear with me while I try to find my way around this chart. So this is a full sheet. I just painted my arm. So this is a full sheet, Imperial size sheet. It's 30 inches across, 22 inches down. Let's do Sleeping Beauty. I know that was around here somewhere. Sleeping Beauty, there we go. Sleeping Beauty is my new discovered favorite color. It is such a beautiful color. And as you know, this color will be compared with the Kingsman Green Turquoise in the final episode of season 2. Just catching up to the chats. Are we talking about paper? So what's your favorite papers? Because we all have different kinds of papers. Let's talk about what's your favorite paper and why you like it. I'm gonna do the Kingsman Green. Let's do Mayan Blue Genuine. Where are we for Mayan Blue Genuine? There. Whoa, whoa. Let's do Bordeaux next. Where's Bordeaux? There. I love Bordeaux. Really nice colour. So this is like colour swatching stream, just with a twist, I guess. Cyan says hot press arches. Lana says Fabriano Artistical. Is Maya Blue Genuine Primatech colour? Yes, I believe so. I think the Mayan Blue Genuine is the only Primatech colour. Let's do Chromium Blue. I really love this thin masking tape. It's really great for making charts, but it is a bit of a nightmare because it peels off so quickly. What am I doing? Chromium Blue. Why am I looking in the purple section? Cerulean Blue. Let's do Rare Green Earth. Wow, I don't know if you can see this, but the phthalo blue green shade is going nuts already. Red Green Earth, Red Green Earth, Red Green Earth. Yeah, this masking tape, I love it, but no, that's the wrong colour. It does peel off really easily, even if you press it down really hard, and if you get any water on it, then it will just peel off super quick. So it's great for doing charts with, but if you're needing it for something that requires lots of re-wetting of the tape, it's not recommended. Lana says, for student grade paper, I love Hanamune Britannia. Stephen said, Fluid 100 is my best if you don't count the block of Arches that I am afraid to use. Yeah, Arches papers, especially the blocks, do tend to put the fear in many people, which is, I think, the other reason why I don't use it that often. Let's do Soda Genuine. I'm sorry the order's a little bit all over the place. It's just the way I have my palette organized is not compatible with this. when we get to do the Holbein one, I promise you I can do it from top to bottom in order. Soda light must be around the blues. Yeah, it is. Where, because I have all 108 colors just out on the palette in the order that I always organize them in, whereas the Daniel Smith ones I kind of started organizing them in families, in terms of like families of paints or for whatever I'm using it for. Ooh, Eve says that her one holds much better. Oh, that's good to know. Stephen Turner says, I keep saying when I am just a little bit better, I'll use arches. Yeah, this is a problem because once you start using arches, you have to relearn how to use it, which is a bit of a bummer. It's a completely different experience when you go from like a much cheaper thing to something as expensive as arches. And so what you find is that yes, you got better, but now you have to relearn how to do everything you've learned to do on the new paper. So I agree with Eve in that if you are planning to eventually end up using the more expensive paper, then start using that, because it's going to save you time and money in the long run. That was transparent oxide. Let's do Pyro Red. Pyro Red, where are you? I can see you lifting, mate. Quinn Red, so it must be near the Pyro Red. Yeah. It's so warm. And I know this room's gonna get hotter now because we are starting to get the sun coming in, which is always fun. Oh, is anyone doing the World Watercolor Month? I'm not. I'm terrible at doing these one a day things. I put too much pressure on myself. Blue Appetite Genuine. Where's Blue Appetite Genuine? There we are. Stacy says, I ruthlessly tear my full sheet into quarter sheets so I am not looking at intimidating full sheets. Yes, full sheets can be intimidating when you're not used to it. Oh, that's amazing. I bought a maple syrup in the very dark and it's amazing. It's now replaced my Scottish heather honey as my stream juice thing. Let's do permanent alizarin crimson. There. Yay, I found one really fast. There we are. It's so warm. I wish I could eat ice cream right now. Let's do a Hansa yellow light. Not sure if these really light yellows, even if they do granulate, are going to show the granulation. And I kind of feel like Westworld wisely said about, if you can't tell the difference, does it really matter? But we'll see. are you? I am just making a salt chart to see what colors actually work on salt and what colors don't work on salt. Right, let's do the ultramarine blue. If you saw this week's episode of the Daniel Smith Color Showdown, you'll know already that ultramarine blue doesn't granulate, but doesn't granulate? No, it does granulate, but it doesn't work with salt. Like it does no reaction to it whatsoever, but for completest sake, let's get it done anyway. See, now I've noticed that on some of them I left a white gap for the name, and others I've just kind of filled it, and that's gonna annoy me now. Right, let's do Amazonite. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stick with not covering the name. There we go. Oh, I'm glad you like the idea, Alicia. I'm doing well. I'm doing much better health-wise. Last night and the night before was the first time I had a full night's sleep since October. So we're 8 months? Yeah. So I'm very, very happy. I'm well rested. I feel like a whole new person. The difference is amazing in how I feel in terms of just being more alert and awake, and if it wasn't so hot, and my confidence level. I never thought my confidence level would come into play, but like yesterday I was like, I can sort anything out, I can take anyone on, not like in a fighty way, but you know what I mean, like get stuff sorted, whereas like normally I'm like, oh, you know, getting things sorted, social phobia, anxiety. No, I was great, I was fantastic. Gaconia says I tried a bunch of different salts and regular table salt worked best. Yeah, that's what I'm suspecting. But I'm totally going to do the test for you guys in another video at some point. Let's do new Gamboge. From the first episode of this season, we know that this works pretty well with salt. Right, the green Appetite Genuine. It'll be in the green section. There we are. It's getting easier now that I have some colours down as a reference to where things are. So this sheet, I kind of organised it in the chromatic order that Jackson's have on their catalogue. However, then I remember that I have 20 more other ones. Mostly, well, no, they are all from Eve and also Shadow from Sadie Saves the Day. So that's why we have the extra sheet coming after this as well. Cyan says, my salt transformed to one salt pillar in its container. I don't do cooking. Let's do Piemonte. Piemonte is going to be in the brown section. There we are. So it's interesting that there's also a degree to how much paint is going to react to salt. Some of them reacts a little bit, some of them reacts to none, some of them reacts really well, and then others that just go absolutely bonkers, crazy well. I'm just going to finish off this Primitive palette. This is Zoisite Genuine. Whoop. when you nearly lost the palette there. That wouldn't have been good. Zoisite is gonna be how? Oh, there. I haven't got all my Primatics on this palette just because I haven't got around to updating it, but I have it on other palettes. Is it quite humid where you are, Lana? That's probably why your salts and sugar solidify so easily. Purpurite will be with the purple section. No? Really? Oh yeah, it is. Oh, looking at all these colors make me so happy. I hope it's making you guys happy too. Yay! Go Cyan! Cyan says she is going to try abstract painting today. Oh, when was it? Was it the last one? I think, no, it was the one before when Dan and I did the live stream together. I'm just gonna move this palette off because I don't really need it. Right, let's do Quinn next. When I, took you guys step by step, or gave you guys some tips on how to do abstract painting, and then afterwards, I saw so many of you post painted along with the live stream, and then shared it on Instagram, and it was really, really amazing to see that. I was so happy to see what you guys painted along with the live stream. It was so nice. So thank you very much for posting your beautiful works of art. Sorry, what's that about pinching? I can see Alicia's comment saying, I think the pinching allows her to better control the amount that goes onto each swatch. But I can't see. I'm sorry I missed it about the pinching. If you could just ask me the question again. And if you have any questions, then if you could write questions in capital letters first, I'll be able to spot you a lot easier, because today, because we're like taking up the whole table, I'm actually having to have the laptop like at that kind of angle, so it's actually quite hard for me to look at this and see what's happening on the chat room, just for today's setup. Let's do Hansa Yellow Deep. Yeah. So what do you guys have any theory on if there's any rules as to what colors granulate and what color react with salt, and what colors won't react with salt? I'd be very interested to see Paula's answer to this. Hey April, how are you? Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you, Alicia. Tanya had mentioned using salt sprinklers instead of pinching to save time. Thank you. I'm really sorry, Tanya, that I missed your comment to begin with. The reason why I am pinching the salt and using it and not using a salt shaker is mostly because I want to control where the salt lands. Because we're doing it in a grid, what I don't want to happen is shake the salt and then have all the little grains of salt running around on the dry ones that I haven't painted on, because I don't want to mix it in. I want to just be able to sprinkle it on. that's why I'm not using a salt shaker. The other reason, so I mean, I don't have a salt shaker. I always use my finger for doing the salt, personally, just because I have a better control of where the salt lands. Right, let's do Quinn Violet. Yeah, let's do some of the Quinn Lilac, Quinn Violet. Paolo says, I am really interested in getting more data, but I'm not sure if there is only one factor in play. Yeah, I feel that way too. I think it's going to be a list of reasons why the salt works on certain colors and why it doesn't work on others. But I am very happy to provide you with the data by doing this. Let's do Mummy Bauxite. This is a new color for me. Denise had it in her swatching. Wow, Piemonte's just gone crazy, and I just noticed this. This is Piemonte down here. Hello, over here. Yeah, I saw her have Mummy Bauxite, and I was like, whoa, I have to have that, even though it's brown. Oh, you know the orange that I made, the orange paint that I molded on live stream last week? So I'm glad I stopped doing the live stream at that point, because it turned into the biggest nightmare I've ever had in molding any paint. It was, I don't know what was going on, but it was really hard to get the balance right between the pigment and the binder. And then it was one of those pigment that just went everywhere and stained absolutely everything, and it was cleaning and washing everything for hours and hours afterwards. So not surprisingly, probably not a pigment that I am going to ever make a watercolor out of again. Partly because it's not my favorite color, second, it's a difficult one, and third, it's really messy. I don't mind if, like, that's the triad of bad, of reasons why not to make a certain pigment color into paint for me. I don't mind it if it's like 2 of those things, but when it's 3, it's like, no, it can't. Like, if it's a color I really love, then yeah, sure, but... Right, what am I doing? Let's do Cream Red. So I'm going to send what I have made to Paolo, and then that's going to be it, because I can't handle that pigment. Quinn Red, somewhere here, yeah. Love the Quinn colors. I'm going to put the salt on the left because I'm noticing my salt getting damp because I use my right hand to hold the brush, which is obviously going to get wet, and then I'm picking up the salt with the same hand. Yeah, it's like a triad of bad, and it's not everybody's triad of bad, but it's my triad of bad. If it's not my favorite color, and it's hard to make, and if it's really difficult to clean, then, you know, I want to keep my paint making practice and anything I do, including painting, joyful and enjoyable, and so I tend to remove anything that causes me huge amount of distress. Quinn Pink. Oh, this room's getting warmer. I have the windows open today. Oh, I love this color too. I love Quinn Rose, but I do love Quinn Pink too. And I do love Quinn Cry. I just love all the Quinn colors. No, Paolo, don't feel bad. You didn't make me do it. I chose to do it. So you've got nothing to worry about or apologize at all. I am a fully grown adult female. I can make my own decisions. And so if it goes all wrong when I was doing it for, you know, for somebody, then that's not their fault at all. Let's do permanent red. Hang on, have I done permanent red? No, I haven't. Good. Permanent red. Lana goes, I just realized that Daniel Smith have two different color names named Payne's Grey and grey spelled with an E and with an A. Are they pronounced differently? No, it is just a different spelling between US and UK. One is how people in the US spell it, and hang on, what am I doing? Permanent red. And the other is how us Brits spell it. And little side note, I actually have a published paper on, not quite on the difference between the two spellings, but using, you know, ensuring the two different spellings in US and Americanized spellings. US and Americanized? No, US and British spelling, and ensuring that that doesn't affect a standard test that we use in measuring text input. It's a really, really, really niche topic. I think it was it my first paper that ever got published? I think it was my first paper that ever got published, so I'm still quite proud of it. Let's do cerulean blue chromium. Don't know how many papers. Oh, wrong one. Don't know how many papers I got published in the end. Probably about 10, which is not much, but I only did up to PhD, so I left academia as soon as I finished my PhD. I was like, no, I'm fine. Oh, Lana, are you talking about Payne's Grey versus Payne's Blue Grey? Tanya saying, question, can anyone tell me how to learn doing backgrounds? Any tips, tutorials where I may learn from? Depends on what kind of backgrounds you want. Really? So if you could give us a few more pointers as to what you kind of like to have, like houses, trees, or environment. I think it's just a lot about how to paint anything, and then with the background, you do it on a wider scale. But if you Google, you know, very specific terms like how to paint a tree background or woodland background, and you'll definitely find lots and lots of tutorials here on YouTube as well. Like, when in doubt, YouTube search it. Let's do French Ultramarine next. That's what I do. I call it University of YouTube. And I have to admit, it's the best university I've been to. Like, in terms of what I want to learn, when I want to learn. It's definitely more flexible than a traditional university. Right, let me have a drink. Oh, yeah. So Lana's saying on Jackson's, both are just called Payne's Grey, and I'm confused. Yeah, Jackson's website's color chart is a little bit weird. That's not the only color that they do that. There's other colors where there's like 2 slots for the same color, and it's really, really confusing. And what I tend to find is that sometimes one is like the 5mm tube listing, and the other is a 15mm tube listing. But I don't know, because Jackson's also don't have the paints blue-grey, so it is possible that one of those is the blue-grey. They just haven't got around to fixing it. I think if a lot of us email them, they might fix it. But like for me, it's too much of a financial, like it's too expensive to play lotto on it, and hope that a paint's blue-grey is gonna turn up. So until they fix it, I'm not buying it. Right, where am I? Let's do Quinn Rose. Yeah, let's do Quinn Rose. It's only my favorite colour line in the whole wide world. What I will do, as always, I mean, this is slightly difficult to scan because it's a lot bigger than my A4 scanner, but I will take a high-res photo of the sheets that I do, and then that way you will get to see them in detail, in like close-up and stuff, in your own time. Queen Rose, Queen Magenta. I'm just going to change the water over because that is quite dirty now. Let's do Terravert. Where are you? Sorry, no face cam today. I couldn't figure out a way to have this view without taking, like, cutting some of the colors off. So like if I had a face cam, it would be like here, which meant missing out on 6 colors. So I thought, you know what, these colors are much prettier than my face and probably more interesting to look at. So no face cam today. Oh, Stacy says sometimes the Jackson's SKU number matches the tube number and you can figure it out that way. Yeah, but I wouldn't be confident that they'd send the right color if the name is wrong. Yeah, that's what my worry is as well. Let's do Queen Fuchsia. That is really similar to Bordeaux when it's wet. I do have a feeling we are only going to get through the Daniel Smith colors today. But don't worry, I will either make a video of the Holbein ones or do a live stream. I'm just a little bit disabled in terms of making videos at the moment because I don't have my laptop because it's in repair. Queen Violet. Oh no, I've already done Queen Violet. Queen Purple, another beautiful color. All the Quins are a beautiful color. Queen Purple, there we are. So yeah, I was saying, and I think I forgot to say that with the photo I'll put up on my Patreon. But I will like zoom the camera in later, and so we can take a closer look at each color as well. Quinn Gold, everyone's favorite, but this is the new Quinn Gold, so not so everyone's favorite, but I like it. Question: how April's asking how to Quinn Pink and Quinn Rose. How do Quinn Pink and Quinn Rose differ? I know they are different pigments. Hold on a second. Let me just finish sorting this. So Quinn Rose and Quinn Pink is here. These two, and this is like, so in terms of like the pinks, Quinn Pink range, like you have the Quinn Coral, which is like this the pale, slightly orangey pink color, and then Quinn Pink is like the step up. It's like a warm bright pink, and Quinn Rose is the slightly cooler pink, as I would describe it. Oh, hi Heather! How is Crystal? Is she doing better? Let's do Quinn Burnt Orange next, which is somewhere around here. I saw it the other. There we go. And I will also, once this is all dry at the end of the stream, I will peel all the tapes off for you, just because it's like really satisfying to see tapes being peeled off. Let's do no, let's do lemon yellow. The theme, it seems, for season 2 of my Daniel Smith Color Showdown videos is that some Daniel Smith colors are incredibly similar, and like unless you're being incredibly particular about a certain characteristic, it's not really worth buying both. Like Ultramarine Blue and French Ultramarine was the last one. Handsy Yellow Deep and New Gamboge. There are certain characteristic differences, but they are also very, very slight. Right. Let's finish off the Quinn Sienna. And I'm just going to spray the next one ready. Oh, also talking of patrons, I sent out everyone's Patreon reward this morning, so if you are expecting something from me for your Patreon reward, then it is on their way. And where's Quinn Sienna? There. And I sent it all by email, which means it should be with you anywhere from 10 days up to 3 weeks, really. It just depends. Most people get it within 2 weeks. And I hope that everyone got their last month's reward okay through the post. Dan saying, whoa, these purple pinks are going crazy. Yeah, around here we have a lot of reaction happening. Quinn Deep Gold. There we go. And then Quinn Burnt Scarlet. There. Did everybody catch Dan's? Are you opening Dan's parcel live stream? If not, it is worth seeing it. Heather, if you haven't seen it, I know you need lots of cheering up, so go and watch that video because Eve breaks. And I know that cheers you up. Right, that's all the Quinn's done. Let's do the Mayan colours. I'm thinking for this month's Patreon reward, the dot card reward, I'm going to do the Mayan colours. Because they are really summery colours and they're really, really lovely. And I think it is perfect for this season. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to make them tomorrow, so I might change my mind before that. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the Mayan colours. So that was Mayan yellow, which out of all the Mayan colours is the least like special one. It just looks like most other yellows. So if you're like on tight budget but you're interested in the Mayan yellows, it's not really worth it. This is the Mayan orange, which again is, it's okay. I find the blue ranges much nicer and more unique. Eve saying breaking Eve a sport. Send these for Heather. Ooh, ooh, ooh! Have you guys noticed my videos? I got monetized. I think I got monetized last week. It was brilliant. I am so happy that I got monetized. I honestly thought it was gonna take like a lot longer than June, so I'm very happy with that, which actually means it's a start of me being able to make, you know, earn some money and have more money to put in the channel, and you know, it's a start of, it's the first step to being able to earn a living from being an artist. Because I think nowadays, like especially when you're just starting out as an artist, it's really hard to earn a living. Or well, no, I would say it used to be really hard. Like you have to be a master at your craft before you can earn a living. Whereas now, you can earn a living from pretty early on. The trick to it is to diversify your income stream. So like for example, I have the YouTube ad revenue coming in now. I have the Patreons, which I am incredibly grateful for because that is a stable income each month. It's a lot more stable than ad revenues are ever going to be. Mayan Violet next. And I'm also going to be I sell my art on my website, and hopefully I'll soon be selling my handmade paints on my website too, probably in August, I'm hoping. But as paint makers know, when it comes to paints, timelines are quite loose and fast, because it just depends on the weather, it depends on the paint, whether they're going to dry. Thank you so much for all the congrats. Eve says, I think one of the interests of Mayan yellow is perhaps that it's transparent. Yeah, but there's lots of other transparent yellows. So, I don't know. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you so much for all the congrats. And thank you so much for being okay with me being open about, you know, trying to make money out of doing this and doing everything. Because I know some people can get funny going, oh, you know, they should shut up about making money. But, you know, guys, like, if you're expecting people to make good quality content for you on a regular basis, then it has to kind of become their job. And in which case, they kind of have to earn a living from it. You know, it's not a voluntary work. You can't put in the number of hours you need to on running a successful YouTube channel. Well, some people do. But as we said before, when you have like chronic illnesses and mental health issues, that is kind of a full-time job on its own. So for me, it would be impossible to do this full-time, work a full-time job and deal with all the health issues. So yeah. And I always wanted to be honest with you guys. That was my and dark blue, by the way. Be honest with you guys on my intention for this channel, which is do the best I can, do thorough scientific, well, not scientific because this isn't scientific, thorough experiments and tests so that you guys can make a decision on, like, about colors and paints. I'm looking for Pyrenees Scarlet and I cannot find it. I have Pyrenees Red, Pyrenees Violet. Where's Pyrenees Scarlet? Have I done Pyrenees Scarlet or something? Right, I'm going to leave that until I can find it. Let's do the Pyrenees Red because I know where that is. Oh, I'm glad Crystal is doing much better, Heather. Yeah, Dan is saying, I hate how some of mine still aren't ready. Like, when it comes to paint, it's just so fickle. And there's so many variables depending on when your paint will be ready. It can take anything from few months, a few weeks to several weeks to even like several months for paints to dry thoroughly. So I can never promise you, like, yes, I am having a launch day on that day, because I might not have any paints ready, depending on the weather. Ian says, at the end of the day, you need money to do any art, even if it's just art for yourself. Yeah, art is incredibly expensive, and I used to feel guilty about saying that, because, you know, of course, it's my choice to spend all my money on art supply, which is what I do. I barely spend money on anything else. Wait, where's Queen Lilac? I just noticed I don't have Queen Lilac on there. I'm just looking for Queen Lilac. Where have you gone? Queen Lilac. Okay, it's a June. I forgot to pour this up. What was I talking about? Can someone remind me what I was talking about? Sorry. It's the heat. It's very hard to focus. We only have one fan in this house, and it is right by the hamster's cage because she's the one that we worry the most about not being able to handle the heat, because at least I can, like, do things to cool down and whatnot. But a hamster can't take off her fur, so she has the fan. She gets the priority in terms of fan usage. So it's right in front of her, just like so that part of her cage can have a cool breeze if she wants it. But I've also left part of her cage not, you know, blowing away, so that she can sleep somewhere where there's no wind, if that makes sense. Oh, thank you, Paolo. Paolo says, I'm so grateful for you having such a dedicated and systematic approach to paint testing, and I truly value that. Oh, that is the best thing ever. Because I try as much as I can to be systematic. I think systematic is a good one. This isn't a scientific experiment, because if it's a scientific experiment, then there'll be a lot more controls put into it, like, you know, having the same amount of salt and the spread of salt and how much water is in the paint and how much amount of paint and blah 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 blah, and timing of salt and stuff. But I would say that this is systematic in that I am literally testing every single Daniel Smith color that I do have. Oh, how is everyone's cats coping with this heat? Oh, I'm so glad I'm not the only one that puts the only fan on their pet. Cyan says that her only fan is for Bum Bum as well. What color is the deep red? Which one? Which one? Which one? This one that I just did? The one I just did is Perylene Violet. Right, Perylene Violet. I'm doing Perylene Green next. Green, there. Oh yeah, I was talking about expensive art, or the expense of art, and I used to feel guilty about complaining that art is, like, making art is expensive. And I stopped feeling that way when I went to the exhibition of Murakami. He did the 500, the massive screen printed 500, like, gods art, I think it was called. He had the big exhibition in Roppongi Hills when I was in Japan, so I went to see it. And right at the end of the exhibition, you saw a video of Murakami talking about literally how expensive art making is, and that people just don't understand how expensive it is to make art. And he's one of our best-selling artists in Japan. If he thinks making art is expensive, then, and he's allowed to say that out loud, then I'm totally allowed to say that out loud, because it's not about feeling guilt or anything. It is the truth. Art supplies are very, very expensive. So, you know, it's wonderful that so many people support artists on YouTube, particularly via Patreon, because they all... Oh, hang on. While I was talking, I totally forgot to do the Perylene Green. Sorry, I get a bit passionate about this topic. Luna Blue. Luna Blue. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And you know that, like, every penny and more, every penny that you put into, you know, Patreon, or just by watching their video, and they get the ad revenue or super chat or anything, you know, any money that comes into a YouTuber artist's life via what they do is probably 100% going back straight into the channel. That is the case for me, and I certainly put in way more money than I currently earn from doing YouTube into my channel. Lunar Earth. So, you know, if you see people complaining about how YouTube artists are constantly asking for money, then, I don't know, kick them. I don't usually, like, promote kicking of other commentators, but when I see that, I'm like, you have no idea how hard it is, and, well, not hard, but like how much work they have to go in and how much money that has to go in to making YouTube videos. Right, rant over. How are you guys doing in chat? Why are you guys talking about Freezer? Eve says, cat seems okay, they're sleeping, that's good. Robin says, oh hi Robin, my cat is super fluffy. He's been sleeping in the day and then getting super lively in the evening. I bet. Eve says same for me. Robin says, yes, I think it can look more expensive to people who don't do art because they aren't getting the value from it. Yeah, that is true. Literally, I spend all my money. Any money that I get goes straight onto art. Like, I don't buy much clothes. I barely go on any holidays, but that's fine because, you know, we did travel the world for a year and a half. Not complaining there. Yeah, I just buy what I need, like food and stuff I need, and then that's it. Literally everything else goes straight onto art. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, so, well, I guess art is my drug. And I'm very, very grateful now, like, that I have the Patreon support. They've been absolutely fantastic. So grateful, because they actually allow me to create series that I've really, really wanted to do. Right, that palette's done, that palette's done. I just went very Scottish on you guys there, sorry about that. Oh, thank you, Evie, for putting my Patreon link. That wasn't a hint, by the way, to you guys. I've just seen it on many channel comment sections going, oh, I wish they'd shut up about money and things. They're talking about it because they need it. Shadow Violet. Here we are. Yeah, I do have a very simple life besides paint and paper. Dan's saying the only drugs I do is cat pictures, and Paolo went, thank God you didn't fall into the cat movie hole. You guys are funny. Cat movie hole is like where I become cheered up. My husband's fantastic, and if he sees me like really down, then he knows to pull up YouTube on my laptop for me and then just put on cat video compilation videos, because or seals, but there are a lot fewer seal ones. This is Cascade Green. We covered Cascade Green in season 1 of Daniel Smith Color Showdown. Oh, another way you can support your artist when you are buying your art materials is if they have affiliate links to places like Jackson's and Amazon. Then it makes no difference to how much it's going to cost you. Like, you just pay what you normally pay for all your items, but places like Jackson and Amazon will take a percentage of that and give it back to the person whose link you clicked. So like on every video and in this live stream and stuff, I always have like links to Jackson's. I mostly do Jackson affiliate links because most of you guys are in America, and like getting the American Amazon to work on the affiliate through the UK is quite complicated tax wise. so I don't do that. But yeah, I do mostly Jackson ones. So if like any of my video, or if somebody else's video takes your fancy and go, oh, I want to buy that from wherever place they're linked to, then definitely go use that link that's in the description, because that will earn them some money, and that's a huge help as well. I know Dan does it, I know Eve does it. So if you know, if any of their video inspire you to buy an art supply and you haven't already been buying from them, then totally click that as well. How you guys know? It's getting really warm in here. Cascade salt's beautiful. Yeah. Eve says I only use alcohol for cooking. Yeah, I can't even do that, because I will get drunk off the fumes. And if I don't get drunk off the fumes, then I will get drunk off the food. And there's no point in telling me, oh, but it all cooks off. It doesn't. Not all of it. And I can guarantee you that, because I will get drunk on things that have alcohol. And oh, it's been cooking for hours. No, I'm still going to get drunk off it. Because some people are very allergic to alcohol, or very sensitive to it, and you kind of need to, you know, if somebody says, hey, I am very allergic to alcohol, then you kind of need to respect that. And I'm only saying that because I've had so many people go, oh, it's only a little bit, or oh, it's all cooked off, try it. And I've been, you know, pressured by so many people. So if someone says to you, I'm allergic to alcohol, just accept it. This is a PSA. Ooh, where did you find that, Robin? Robin says, oh, that reminds me, I found a really good deal for Holbein watercolors on Amazon, £30 for 18 tube set. That is great. Which set was it? Do you remember? Stacey said, question, what do you think of Irodori colors from Holbein? Is it Holbein? Are you right? Off the top of my head, I can't remember which range was the Irodori. Was that the Japanese colors? Eve says, artist YouTubers with Jackson links, Otto, that's me, Dan, Pen Holder Art, Cyan, and Eve. I think Denise does as well. Right, Cobalt, Teal Blue. Where are we? Oh, it's on the other palette. Yeah, I'll do that later. Prussian Green. Might be able to do the second one. Don't know. We'll see. I do like Daniel Smith's Prussian Green, but I do like Eve's Prussian Green even more. Her Prussian Green is very, very beautiful. Eve, would you mind putting your shop or website link up so people know where to go to get your Prussian Green, because it is beautiful. Indian red. That was Prussian Green. Yeah, I said that. This is Indian red. It's getting so warm in here. But seeing these colors make me so happy. And chatting to you guys always make me happy too. Right, so let me just have a look at what other colors I've got left. I think my monster palette will cover the rest. Yeah. Hello, monster palette. Doesn't come out often, but when I do need it, it's very handy. put this here. Will it fit? Oh, it just about fits. Good. Rose of Ultramarine. Eh? Why do I not have it? Ah, there. Almost done. Thank you so much, guys, for being so patient in watching me paint this. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me while I do this. Castle Violet next. Do you guys have anything good planned for this weekend? Moon glow, where are you? Must be somewhere around here. Where's my moon glow? Is it on my main palette? Yes, it's on my main palette. My main palette. There we are. Put that down, and then we can do Indent Throne Blue. I don't have an indigo in Daniel Smith. Must be because I'm really happy with Holbein's indigo. I really like the indigo. So I've not had a personal need to get one. But if it comes to it that someone requests a video with specifically Daniel Smith's indigo in it, then I can totally get that for my budget. But until then, I'm not in a massive hurry. Sailor turquoise, yay! Hang on, where's my sailor turquoise? There. Still haven't got used to the arrangement on this palette quite yet. I mean, there's like 40 something colors there, so it's gonna take a while to memorize where everything is. Welcome back, Heather. Not long now, just 3 more to go. Peony Maroon. Maroon. Do you guys have this problem when when you're like getting color out of the well, like down here, you get splashes of that color go all over the place onto like other colors? Because I have that problem all the time, and it's really annoying. So if you guys have any tip on how to not get that, that would be awesome. That is a lovely, lovely color. Peony Maroon. It's like I know that's coming out quite brown on the camera, but it's really like wine, proper maroony color. Naphthamide Maroon. Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Eve says yes, it's a speckle fest. I'm so glad I'm not the only one. I was like, maybe because I use really big brushes for the, you know, the well, or maybe I'm just like too rough with everything. So glad I'm not the only one. Trans red oxide, last one. So I'm thinking, if I did the Hobby one, this stream is gonna get really long. So I think I'm gonna leave it with, oh no, I still got 20 colors. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna leave it at just these, the Daniel Smith colors then, because I have more to do. Right, I didn't think about this, because how am I gonna paint this? Oh, I'm really bright on the screen. Let me adjust that. You can tell like the sun is starting to come in to this room. I have the blind down, but it can get insanely bright, so sorry about that. Okay, Shimanshu is asking, on a related note, what was up with the white paint from Dan? I don't remember if it was Eve or Otto's live stream. That was my live stream, and it was just a really simple mistake. Dan made two tubes. One had white gouache in it, one had phthalo green in it. One was meant for Eve, one was meant for me, and he just labeled the, he just mixed up the label. That's all it was. It was just really it just like confused me for a second, because I was like, it's a very white phthalo green. It's phthalo green white shade. Right, so I am just gonna peel this off so I can let it dry on the side. Is that too noisy? No. Finger caught in, trapped in masking tape. Does anyone else do that? Is that just me being... I do that all the time. I get my finger trapped in masking tape. Let's put you guys down. I am, however, also, after peeling this, gonna go and change the water, because that water is disgusting now. So we'll have a 5 minutes break while I go and change water. Well, it won't take 5 minutes, but you know what I mean. And then once this is dry, I will peel all the blue stripes off for you. But for now, this can go and sit slightly out of space right now, because my floor is covered in palettes. Right, let me go and change the water. And we can continue. I'm back. Okay, so let's do the last 20 and then we can peel the big sheet off. Bye April! Oh sorry, I missed you leaving. Heather, do Chinese finger puzzles trap you? Yes, I think everyone does. Heather, Eve's saying, do you ever pick up the cats from the floor and they were mid meow so it doesn't do a weird squeak? I have done that, yes. Does it ever get not hilarious? No, no. I love how like so many people in this community love and adore cats. If you're ever going to buy maple syrup, get the very dark, it's amazing. Right, let's do the last 20. Where's my spray? Just pre-wetting the pan. I really wish I could take this off. I never use it. It's really annoying. Go aside. So I think, yeah, these and these were from Sadie, and then the rest were from Eve from the 2 paint swaps we did. I love, love, love how goethite granulates. I do have a feeling though that granulating colors are not going to react as much to salt, but it's just a theory. Now this is Serpentine Genuine, and for the purpose of full disclosure, this is my only one that comes on that watercolor stick rather than from a tube. Has anyone noticed any big difference between the stick and just paint from the tube? Because this is like my only stick one I have, and I don't have a tube version of Serpentine Genuine, so I haven't been able to do like a comparison for myself. So the top row is all core colors that Sadie gave me, and then up to here, these 2 are from Sadie as well. Those 2 are mine, and then the rest is Eve, and so these 3 rows are Daniel Smith. Cobalt teal blue. I get so conflicted about cobalt because ethically I just can't bear the thought of how terrible a condition the people that mine cobalt are in, with like child labor and everything. So like ever since I saw the video that Denise linked to in her cobalt, I think it was cobalt teal blue video that she made, then you know she made a video on it, and then she found out about all this like really bad ethical issues with the cobalts. So she sent a link, she put up a link on that video description about this news report on how bad the conditions are for people who mine cobalt and kids who have to mine cobalt. So ever since I've seen that video, I can't face buying anymore. And I don't think I ever would. That was Cobalt Turquoise. Next one is Rose Madder Permanent. Such a nice color. So I wouldn't, just on ethical backgrounds. But then I look at like crema and stuff, and like the paints are so nice, so I get tempted, but then I'm like, nope, can't. Ethical reasons, and the only way to make change is to vote with your wallet. And I know the paint industry is so minimal compared to the lithium and other industry, lithium batteries and other industries that use cobalt, but I have to live by my values, and so that's me living by my value. Oh, you guys want me to test core? Well, I only have these, so you wouldn't. Hang on, where am I? But if I have time in this stream, I'll quickly do like just a quick chart and then do the quote for you as well. Wasn't planning to, so you'll have to bear with me prepping it. But for the sake of people who are here just for the Daniel Smith colors, I will do like the close-up videos first. And then if we have time, I will do the core colors for you guys. Is that okay? Good luck going out, Cyan. Hope you have fun, whatever you're gonna do. That was Anthraquinone Red. Next one is Carmine, which is my new like discovery of a beautiful red. It's a cool red and I love it. I love cool red so much more. It's very similar to the Pyro Rubin by Holbein. Well, no, I think it is. I haven't done a side-by-side comparison. Oh no, I have okay, so that is Purpurite, and I've already done it with on the big sheet. That's why I skipped that one. But thank you for the reminder. Thank you for keeping an eye on me. I need adult supervision at all times. So that was Carmine. Now I'm going to do Garnet, which is this one. Yeah, Eve says the artist paint industry is truly of leftovers. Yeah, which is why we lost the original Quinn gold. So, Paolo, I know you were saying that the cobalt is mainly for the car battery thing, but my understanding was that like the cobalt pigments that we use in artist pigments are like the same stuff. Am I wrong? Am I misunderstanding? It's because like to me it's like, well, it says cobalt on it, so it must be from the same place. And like I know like art suppliers and pigment suppliers are quite protective, cagey, whatever you want to call it, whatever, however you want to perceive it, about where they get their pigments from. So I mean, you can ask Daniel Smith, hey, where is it from? But we all know that that is a road where you don't necessarily get a clear answer. This is Payne's Blue Grey, and because of the problem we discussed earlier with Jackson's having that really confusing label, I haven't been able to get hold of one, and I really, really wanted to try it because I love these kind of muted dark blues. And Eve very kindly sent it to me, and I'm very happy with it. Next, it's a beautiful, beautiful color. Next is Bloodstone Genuine. Oh, it's so warm in here now. I was not made for summer. My mum always goes, well, you were born in the summer, because I was born in July. Have I told you guys this? How, like, I was born in July, and therefore I should be like a summer kid, and I should be fine with summer. but she always forgets to remember that I was 2 months premature, so I was actually supposed to be born end of September, like bang in middle of August, which autumn, which is my favorite season. Question: does anybody actually like opera pink? I'm swatching the 238 color chart from Daniel Smith, and I think it's the ugliest color on the chart. I mean, yeah, I mean, everyone has their opinion about every color. I know there are a lot of people who really don't like opera pink because it's really so intense, and I think, was it Sadie that said it just like burns your eyeballs kind of pink. So, you know, if you don't like really ridiculously bright pinks or just bright colors in general, then yeah, you won't like it. It was my first favorite color until I've discovered Quinacridone Rose, and then also learnt about the light fastness issue of opera pink. You'd be saying, holy crap, your birthday is soon. Yeah, it's this month, it's coming up, and I have no idea what I'm gonna do for my birthday at all, so please don't ask what I'm gonna do for my birthday. Chromium green oxide next. I still like it, I just prefer another color more. I know, like, for example, Eve is a massive fan of opera pink, so you'll have to fight her. But this is the thing, like, we don't all have to agree. If we all agreed, we'd all be making the same art, and that just wouldn't be fun. So the whole point is that we like different things and we're interested in different things, and that's what's great about having so many people making art. Kim says, opera pink, no, it just makes my head hurt. Yeah, I mean, for some people it will. Why did I do, okay, so I've done these black strips for like the duochromes, iridescence, and the interference ones, but I mistakenly did it for the graphite grey as well. I'm sorry. I was getting really pushed for time by the time I did this bit. So I'll just paint the top bit, the bottom bit. Queen Rose is PV19, yes. Eve says, on the other hand, I will take everyone's abandoned opera pinks. Yeah, and I mean, the biggest thing for me with opera pink is the light fastness, because I create paintings that are supposed to go up on the wall rather than be, you know, like made into prints. It is an issue. The light fastness is an issue for me, whereas for someone like, say, Eve, who is an illustrator and make lots of prints of her work, then that's not an issue, because you just scan it in before it fades, and then the light fastness really doesn't come into it. So I'm testing some of the duochromes and iridescence and stuff that Eve sent. I have no idea what they're gonna do, if anything at all, but I thought it'd be fun. I've never tried salting with these. Oh, bye Paolo, have a nice walk. Yes, I would really appreciate your hypotheses on like what makes paint react to salt from the results. Paolo, have a nice walk. Lana says, using Sminke is sometimes like speaking another language. Sminke's PV19 is named Ruby Red. Well, PV19 is an incredibly widely used pigment with a huge variation of color. So like even with a single brand, like, well, any brand, take any single brand, and they will have different names for different versions of PV19. I can show you with Daniel Smith if you like. So I'm not going to do all the duochromes and iridescent ones that you've sent me, partly because a lot of it is like very white, and I don't think we'll be able to see much even if it did react at all to salt. Well, that is the reason, I don't mean partly. Oh yeah, I was going to show you PV19s. That's good. Right. Right, so for Daniel Smith, this is how widely used PV19s are. Then I bet you that it's only one. Quinn Red is a PV19. Quinn Rose is a PV19. I think that's it for Daniel Smith. For Holbein, you have Quinn Red. Now that I've said it, there's like, oh no, we only use one. Was it my imagination that PV19 is used in lots of different versions of like red to pinks? I mean, PV19 gets used in a lot of mixes as well, like in Permanent Alizarin Crimson and Crimson Lake. Huh. I'm gonna correct my idea of PV19. So just Quinn Red and Quinn Rose for PV19 for Daniel Smith. But yeah, PV19 can get lots of different variations if you're just looking at pigments. Right, Iridescent Electric Blue next. This one was Iridescent Scarab Red, if I didn't say it. It re-reds super well. Oh, Eve says PV19 goes in the purples as well. And then Duochrome Hibiscus. Stephen says PV19 is a good mixer, I think, with PB for beta 29. It mixes PV15 and PV16 nicely. And the next up is Iridescent Garnet. The special effects ones, they're very, very subtle colors, but they are very beautiful. So I'm very grateful that Eve sent me plenty for me to try. Because I've always been like dubious of the special effect colors. Sorry, I need to take a drink. Oh, maple syrup, you're beautiful. So good. Sapphire, Iridescent Sapphire. See, these ones are peeling off already. Not long now, 2 more to go. Thank you so much for your patience. Oh, I'm sure I will enjoy painting with them. I'm really looking forward to learning, figuring out like how to paint, use them in like floral paintings. Saya asks, I need better transparent warm red in my schminke set. Has anyone got recommendations? I don't, because I have very, very limited experience with schminke. But I'm sure other people will be able to help. Either that, or I can go through my color chart, because I do have the full color chart done up for schminke. Like at the end I'll be like, oh, do you have any questions? If you ask me, then I will go through the my color chart file for you. Right, that's all of it. Yay! So let me put that aside to dry, and I'll get the big sheet. Because it's so warm, these are like practically dry already. I'm not gonna bother like spending time removing the salt on live stream. I will do it later, but for now, enjoy the peeling. Holly Mitchell says, Potter's Pink isn't exactly red, but it is my favourite. I've heard that Daniel Smith's Potter's Pink is very hard to re-wet. Well, I've seen it on videos as well, and I've experienced it from the dot cards. But I know Eve has suddenly figured out how to make a very easily re-wettable Potter's Pink. And I think, was it my last camera order? I think I ordered a Potter's Pink. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I definitely remember oogling at it and going, oh, should I buy it? Should I not? Because I would love to have it just in a easy to re-wet formula. Oh, it's so nice to peel off tape. Gakoni is singing "Oh What a Peeling" to the song of "What Oh What a Feeling." I'm not gonna try to recreate it for you because I can't sing. Holly says yes, my Potter's Pink is schminke. Oh, schminke has a Potter's Pink. That's fun. Very granulating. I also have the permanent Carmine PV19 in schminke and Peridine dark red. Heather says, enjoy the peeling. Why do I feel like someone got a sunburnt? So that's all the masking tape gone. So what I'm going to do is, I am going to zoom in through the software, but I think it would be best if I also manually zoom you guys in by bringing the camera down. So bear with me. If you're prone to seasickness or anything, just close your eyes until I say open your eyes again, okay? Because I am going to just manually pull this camera down. Right. And then I'm going to zoom it from the software. Hang on, where's the zoom on this? There's no, how can there be no zoom? Okay, there's no zoom. What? Ah, here we go. Right, don't worry about the focus. I'm gonna work on that. There we go. How's that for you guys? Can I zoom anymore? No, just this. think that's the best manual zoom I'm gonna get. Right, so I'm just gonna move some things off my table so I don't knock it over. Oh, tidying up the studio afterwards is gonna be fun. That goes there, that goes. Oh no, that needs to dry first before I put it on its side. I'll just put everything on the floor and pray that I don't crush anything later. Right, so where are we? We'll start off with a buff titanium. Eve says Potter's pink is curing nicely. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Lana says also you're such a wonderful person. I don't know what I did, but thank you. Oh, I can bring my laptop. No, can I? No. Oh, better leave it. Stacy says with the... Hang on, are we talking about Potter's Pink still? What is this? Did you say Eve has a new Potter's Pink? I think she has new batch mate on the go. Stephen is asking what if you drop salt on several swatches of the same paint. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that as one of my tests. Thank you. Right, so buff titanium, nothing really. Hansa yellow light, I think there is granulation, but it's such a light colour, and same as lemon yellow, it's such a light colour that we don't really see it much. You just see it as an unevenness. Mayan yellow doesn't do anything. Hansa yellow deep definitely does. Even more than new Gamboge. New Gamboge does to a point, but not as much as Hansa yellow deep. And then Mayan orange does nothing. Permanent orange does. Quinn coral does. And pyro scarlet does. In fact, actually, most of the pinks and reds have, with only exception of a few, as you will see in a minute. Pyro red definitely does. I think Pyro red might be one of the most reactive one, but I'll zoom out again in a bit so that you can see like the whole sheet again. Perylene red is definitely granulating, but not as much as Pyro red. And permanent red granulates. Mayan red doesn't. Quinn not granulates. It reacts to salt. Quinn red works. Alizarin crimson works. Permanent alizarin crimson does. Rhodonite does. Quinn pink does. And Quinn rose does, but not as much in a way. You definitely get different patterns. Then Quinn magenta does, Quinn fuchsia does, Quinn lilac does, Bordeaux does, Quinn violet does, Perylene violet, yes, but not as much as all the other reds and pinks we've seen. Mayan violet doesn't. I'm starting to notice a pattern with the Mayans that none of them so far has reacted. And then Rose of Ultramarine does, Imperial Purple does, Purpurite doesn't at all whatsoever. And then we have Carbazole Violet does quite a bit, Quinn Purple does, Moonglow doesn't. But I'm not surprised because it has ultramarine in it, and I know ultramarines don't react to salt. Shadow Violet does, and I have to say it is a really pretty pattern. That is a really, really nice texture. Stephen, I was using just a regular table salt. In Danthrone Blue, I will do a different types of salt test in another video as well. In Danthrone Blue does, Sodalite doesn't. As I said before, Ultramarine blue doesn't, French Ultramarine doesn't either, Mayan blue doesn't either, and Mayan dark blue, oh, can I fit it in? There we go, Mayan dark blue doesn't either. So that's all the Mayans, and none of them react to salt. Yes, a fine grain table salt. I can show you. Just looks like this. Really fine. Normal table salt. Phthalo blue green shade does. Cerulean blue and chromium and cerulean blue doesn't. Did I say granulate again? Like, every time I say granulate, like, I mean reactor salt. Lunar blue kind of does and doesn't. It's not a very pretty pattern. Blue apatite kind of very slightly does, but it's almost close to not reacting. Ultramarine turquoise does. Phthalo turquoise does. Sleeping Beauty doesn't. Amazonite genuine does. I think this is the first or one of the few genuines that do react to salt so far. Kingman green turquoise doesn't. Phthalo green blue shade does. Prussian green does. Terra Verde doesn't really. And then Cascade Green does, but in a very different pattern to what we've seen so far. And then Phthalo Green does, Green Apatite Genuine doesn't. Pyridine Green does. I think Green Gold does, but again, it's such a light hue that you don't really see it. Rich Green Gold definitely do. And then Sap Green Deep does, but not too much. But I think this, yeah, it definitely was a Sap Green one. No, it was Pyridine Green. So it was the Pyridine Green over here. I did kind of like forget for a while, so it dried a lot more than all the other ones. So that might come into it. Rare Green Earth doesn't. Undersea Green does, but very subtly. Zoisite doesn't. Quinacridone Gold does. Pyridine Maroon does, but very subtly. Lunar Earth doesn't. Queen Burnt Orange does. Queen Sienna does, but not as much. And Queen Burnt Scarlet does. Naphthalide Maroon definitely granulates. Burnt Sienna does, but very subtly. Oh, sorry. Trans Red Oxide does, but again subtly. Trans Brown Oxide, no, I would say, I don't know, I wouldn't even want to go kind of. Piemonte doesn't much. Queen Deep Gold doesn't really. I think this is the first Quinn that had no reaction, although the Queen Sienna we saw earlier is almost to the point of not reacting either. Mummy Bauxite does, but again subtly. Indian Red does, but again it's a very fine, like small reaction. And then Aussie Red Gold doesn't really, like where the salt has been is white, but that's it. Lunar Red Rock does, and it's actually quite linear in the pattern. It's very different from all the other ones. And then Lunar Black does. Now I'm just going to quickly grab the other ones. Right, so this is the smaller sheet. Goethite Genuine doesn't. Serpentine Genuine doesn't. Cobalt Teal doesn't. Cobalt Turquoise doesn't. Rose Madder Permanent doesn't really. It's one of the few colors that hasn't reacted in the pinks to reds to violet range. Anthraquinone Red does. Carmine does. Garnet does. Paints, oh, so the Garnet is another genuine, like a primitive color that does actually granulate. Paints blue grey does, Bloodstone doesn't. Let me just get a drink of water. Olive green, nah, doesn't really. Chromium green oxide. Again, it's this, these two are quite similar in that it goes where the salt has been goes back to white, but not much spread in the pattern. Graphite grey. Now, if you remember, I made a mistake by blocking this out, so I've only painted in the lower half. That definitely does. Now comes the special effect ones. Don't think Duo Oceanic, if it does like react to salt, you can't really see it. Same as the Scarab Red, but Iridescent Electric Blue, you can definitely see if it's painted on white. You can't really see it when it's painted on the black. Oh, the black bit? No, that's just me doing Sharpie. The Duo Hibiscus, I can see some unevenness that's created by the salt, but it's not as much as the Electric Blue. Like, here they are for comparison. I'm sorry if I'm making anyone feeling a bit wobbly and seasick by moving all this. Iridescent Garnet, I don't think it reacts at all. And I can't tell if that's the iridescent sapphire granulating or reacting to the salt. It's very hard to tell. And nothing really happening with the iridescent green either. Do you have any colors that you want me to zoom in? Like, have a second look at? While I have a drink? No, thank you so much, Cyan. I'm glad you like my handwriting. What is this word saltulate? Is that the technical term for it? Reacting to salt? We're using salt? Oh, that's good to know. Eve said that the special effects colors, these iridescents and duochromes, rarely granulate, so it's all salt. So when I was saying with the sapphire blue, what looks like granulation might actually be salt. It'll be interesting to actually compare a patch of sapphire that has no salt on it with some salt to see whether this was actually caused by the salt or the granulation. So I am going to zoom you guys out again. So again, if you're prone to seasickness or motion sickness, then close your eyes until I say open your eyes again. I'm just going to, hang on, let me zoom it out by the, there we go, and then manual zoom out. It really has to go as high as this arm letter. Right, so that's 100 colors. Let me focus again, and let me lower my blind to get rid of that line for you. There we are. So that's, oh, I can't actually fit it all into one screen, but that's 80 colors, and then these are further 20. I'm just gonna put this one to the side. So there are lots of different patterns. You get like really fine ones like the Peridine greens to something quite explosive like the Pyro reds and the Cobzo violet. So what do you think of the result? Do you guys have any hypothesis? It's a shame Paolo had to leave because he's an actual chemist. But I definitely noticed that the Mayan colors don't granulate at all. So that is Mayan yellow here, Mayan orange here. I know there's a Mayan red somewhere. Mayan red. There is a Mayan violet here. And the two Mayan blues here. They don't react at all. Most of the Quinns do. Certainly all the red, pink and violet Quinns really work well with salt. The only ones that didn't react at all really were the Quinn Sienna and the Quinn Deep Gold, whereas the Quinn Gold did, which is interesting. This is the newer one though. Gaconia, don't worry about taking screenshots because I'm going to put a high-res photo of this sheet on the Patreon, and you're already a patron, so you have access to that anyway. Yeah, it is really, I love doing color charts. I'm so glad you guys find it enjoyable to look at it as well. They are just so interesting and you learn so much from it. So, you know, now I know if something doesn't salt well, I can come back to this chart and go, well, was it one of the colors that don't react to salt very well anyway? I'm just going to drink water. So do you guys have any questions? Most of the Primatex don't, with some exceptions. Where is it? There was a couple of exceptions I remember. One was, I think it was on this sheet. Oh, Garnet Genuine. So Garnet Genuine here will work with salt. I haven't tested all the Primatex, I have to confess. Whereas we did test all the Quinns. Oh yeah, the Amazonite Genuine does granulate. But all the other ones that I did Primatech wise didn't react much at all. Oh, hey Kabara, how are you? I'm so glad you enjoyed my approach to watercolor studies. I hate the unknown, so I like to test them. What other things? The Lunas, I think a bit of a mixed bag. Luna Black didn't. Luna Red did in a really interesting way. Luna Earth didn't. I know there's a Luna Blue and it didn't do anything. There is also... Hang on, there's more than that. I'll get the palette, it's quicker. Right, Luna Blue here didn't. Luna Earth didn't. Luna Red Rock didn't. Luna Black didn't. And I just realised we didn't test Luna Violet. Question: Do you only salt in abstract pieces, or do you use it in other paintings too? You can use this for anything you like. It doesn't have to be just for abstract. It just depends on what you're looking for. I know Gaconia just did a fantastic background of a realistic painting. So she had a Buddha statue in the middle, and then this lovely, I think it was Prussian blue, wasn't it? What brand was it, Gaconia? And like the background went really well with the theme of that. It's a great way to add texture to it. So it's not limited to abstracts at all. Holly is asking, there was one very pale grey or blue ash you said looked beautiful. Ooh. Was it Cascade Green? Cascade Green reacts in a very different way to all the others. All the others just go back to white, and then it's like a gradation of the same hue in different concentration, whereas with Cascade Green you get these lines of blue, which is, so you get a two-tone pattern, which is nice. Is that the one you meant? The Cascade Green? Thank you for the link, Eve. She has been a super amazing mod again. Do you want me to look at warm words for Schminke? Or have you sorted that out? Peridine Green, yeah. It's really, really lovely. So I think I'm going to do a mini series of videos relating to salt and do lots of different tests, you know, a different test per video, where like one is going to be different types of salt used on like the same paint, just to see how different they are. Another one is probably going to be like timing wise, like when do you put the salt on after you painted, you know, do you put it on straight away where it's like really, really wet, or a little bit drier, or quite dry, or almost very dry. This one was lighter too, but I'm going to try Cascade Green too. Was it maybe Terravert? Gikonia says it was M. Graham Prussian Blue. Yeah. Oh, cool. Cyan saying I think I will go with Geranium Red. So I'm glad you figured out a red for you. Yes, do follow Gikonia, do follow Eve, do follow Dan, do follow Cyan. Follow everyone. Sub the love. Do follow everyone's like Instagram and Twitter. I'm most active on Twitter than Instagram now. Like I was like an Instagram head for ages, and now like with the algorithm changes, I was just like, I just can't be bothered anymore, and so I moved back to Twitter. So if you want to keep up to date with everything that I do, Twitter is the better place. But of course, every artist have a different social media platform that they like best. So, hashtag sub the love. Well, we've got time. Do you want to do sub the love? If you don't know what sub the love is, it's a thing that Eve started. As with most things I do, like Eve starts them for all of us. And what was I saying? Oh yeah, Sub the Love is where we go through, like, if you have like a YouTube account or social media account that you want like more subscribers on, then this will be a great time to like say, hey, you know, I have this thing and I'm doing this, and then Eve, because you need to be an admin to be able to post a link, she's gonna be really busy in a minute, because I've done the Sub the Love for her as a admin and as a mod, and you get very, very busy, so I'm sorry. Eve, but she will post links to your YouTube channels and stuff for you as well. Just one link per user. I think that's fair to, you know, that's going to be more fair on Eve. But if you say you want your YouTube to be linked, then, you know, say that. If you want another social media, say the account, you know, what username you have, and then I hope Eve will very kindly put the link up so that people can, you know, discover new people. It's just our ways of giving back to the community, because obviously both Eve and I, we spend all our money on our channel, so like certainly for me, I would love to be able to spend more money on buying other people's art and stuff, but I can't. So this is like our humble way, or her humble way I should say, that I'm going to borrow now, and to give back to the community. Okay, Eve says she's ready, so if you have a YouTube channel or a social media that you want to her to put a link on, then now is a good time to write in the chat. Yeah, it's also a great way to grow the community as well, and then we discover other people, because I don't know about you, but YouTube, for me, you know, the front page, the main page of YouTube where you get recommended videos, I just get recommendations on either videos I've seen already, channels that I've never looked at, or my own videos. I don't know why I keep getting recommended my own videos. Like, I know the videos really well. So I'm really struggling to find and discover new people. So it's a really great way to just to help the community grow a little bit more as well. I know I'm waving my hand. I've had several comments about my hand waving in my last two videos of the Daniel Smith Color Showdown, and I have to apologize. I'm sorry that like I wave my hand. I'm sure I was like an Italian person in my previous life, because I've always been really like expressive with my hand, and but I have like taken note of it, and so I filmed the next two episodes this week, and I can promise that there's less hand waving in that. But in like live stream and stuff, you might have to put up with more hand gesturing, because most of the time this is all you see of me, and so my hand have to express as much as possible for me. I think it also comes from when I came to here to the UK when I was 10, and I couldn't speak a single word of English, so I learned to communicate through gestures a lot, you know, before I learned the language. So I've always been very expressive with my hands. But so I apologize for my hand waving. Do we have any takers for Sub the Love? Okay, Eve is gonna start. I'm just gonna also bring my laptop over. Well, it's not my laptop, it's my husband's laptop that he's very kindly set me up on. So annoyed about my laptop. Well, I'm not annoyed, you know, things break, that's fine, but not having my laptop when I do all my work on it is hard going. Oh, sorry for the wobble. Oh, thank you, Lana. I really appreciate the people that commented saying my hand waving isn't bad at all. I also appreciate the people that says it is bad, and so I take both points, and certainly with the Daniel Smith Color Showdown, I totally take on board that you want to see the sample more than my hand all the time. Thank you, Stephen. He's saying, stop apologizing. What are you, Canadian? No, I'm British. And we started the whole apology thing, so yeah. Yay, so we have Dan's link, we have Cabo Art's link, we have Cyan's. Eve, don't forget to put yours. Even though, like, I don't think, I'd be really surprised if anyone, like, subscribed to me and hasn't discovered Eve, or hasn't come from Eve's channel. Yeah, and we have Cyan. Cyan also does she does watercolor, but she also does pyrography, which is awesome. And Lana has a channel on mostly speed paint of animals. Thank you, Heather. Yeah, she says you're not gonna please everyone, just be you. Thank you. I don't know, like I do appreciate that with the Daniel Smith Color Showdown, people get very passionate about the quality of the videos and the quality of the production. So I try my best, but I am a one lady team. Is that everyone sub the love? Have we missed anyone? Be brave, be bold, share your links. Robin says, I have an Instagram of which is a mix of personal, disability stuff and art. Yeah, of course it's okay. You don't have to ask. This is Sub the Love session. Totally be brave. Arty Crafty Alchemy said, I found you first, Otto, then subbed Eve. Yay! I'm so glad I can return some favors back to Eve, because I know she has shared me loves on her channel, which brought in so many new subscribers, so I'm glad that someone is going, like, can be the return. Holly, if you want to share your link to either your YouTube channel or social media, just let Eve know whether you want your YouTube channel to be said, or if it's a social media account, say which platform it is and your username, and then Eve will be able to link it to you. Only mods have the ability to add links into chats. That's just a YouTube thing. Oh, I am getting warm. How are you guys doing? Sub the Love is always fun because you get to discover so many new people. Anyone else? Anyone else? While we wait for Holly's link or info. So do follow them. Also, if you are in the chat, you can check out people's YouTube channels just by going to where they're talking in the chat box. If you see the icon and you see the text, now if you just hover over the text, 3 dots will appear on the right. And if you click on that, a drop down menu that comes up, and it has lots of other things, but the top one, it says go to channel. If you click on that, you can check out their channel, and don't worry about the fact that you're clicking mid live stream. It keeps that page live and well. It just opens up a new window with that person's YouTube channel. So that is also another way to check them out as well. Oh, okay, we'll let Eve go because her cats are gonna eat her if she doesn't feed them soon, so we'll let her go. Thank you so much for your patience in watching me swatch all these and test them out. I hope it was useful to you guys. I really appreciate your company because, you know, doing such a big swatch with so many colors can be a long process, and just having you guys here to chat to has been absolutely amazing. And thank you so much for your company and patience, and just, you know, great laughs and great time. And hopefully I will see you in the next video.